So I want to piggyback off my video where I was talking about adapting your herd. And I think one of the things that people don't realize is farmers are not selling their best. Like, you will never get a farmer's best cows off his property. He won't even keep his best cows to kill for his own family to eat, right? Like, and it's pretty much the case with all livestock, but cows is really the easiest to see. Unless that farmer has bought steers or it doesn't have a breeding operation of his own and he's basically just buying feeders to feed them out and then send them to the lot, he's not giving a whoop his best. Like, you're gonna get the worst of his herd so that he can make his genetics on his herd better. Even when they're selling to you personally, if they're selling you breeding stock, you're not getting the best of the best. You're buying their worst in the hopes that those genetics express themselves as their best. Or in the case of what I was talking about in the other video, their best plus whatever you're able to adapt on top of that. For instance, if I have 5 cows and one of them doesn't do good in that operation, that's the one I'm gonna sell. I'm not gonna sell the genetics that actually flourish on my yard, that flourish on my pasture. I'm gonna get rid of the ones that don't do well, the ones that are sick all the time, the ones that get injured or just always getting out of the pen, the ones that don't fit the mold of what I want. I'm getting rid of those and breeding the ones that are good so that I can express those genes more so than the ones that I got rid of. And then eventually what you'll wind up doing is selling either the older cows out of your operation because at a certain point, they're not going to be able to take on the task of breeding again. They're not going to be able to take on the task of carrying a calf. So you get rid of those too. And that's where new farmers should come in, buy some of these older proven cows, get 1 or 2 calves off of them before that cow passes. And then that way you can start your operation with very good genetics that were somebody's best at one point, but now have aged out of that quote unquote best by that farmer standard to start yours and get to your best so that you can do the same thing.